Hey, what's up everybody? This is the Jimbo Splice Gaming Project, and today I'm going to bring you a how-to video. Again, this time I'm doing Atomic DPS, the combos loadout. I wanted to show you guys how to use the loadout that I put up in the video earlier, how it actually works in live action. So I'm going to run the new alert on regular, and I'm actually running this with one of my YouTube subscribers, JVC. He hit me up late at night when I wasn't busy doing some stuff with the league, and asked me if I'd help run him through this. He needed some marks and some gear and a couple of feats. So I told him, yeah, sure, man. I'll hook you up and I'll help you get a couple of those feats knocked out. And I have no problem doing that, guys. I mean, if I'm not busy, doing stuff with the league, because the league comes first, and you guys hit me up and I'm available, I'll run stuff with you. And Jay was funny at the end of this. He tried to pay me for the run, and I just kept declining his trade. He's like, please take the money. And no, man, I don't need that stuff. You guys don't need to pay me to run stuff with you. You're subscribing to me, you're watching my stuff, you're liking the videos. That's payment enough, guys, honestly. And I thank you guys for it. So I have no issues running that stuff with you guys, and I'll keep running stuff with you as long as you ask. And like I said, as long as I'm not busy, because I do have obligations to this league. I tank for them and I DPS for them, and they help me out, and they come first. That's just how it is, guys. And but I will help you. Don't worry about that. I'll help you guys out as much as I can. And I got my kids too. Both of my boys, Dr. Dude and Militant, they heal and troll for me. So and I'll put up another video of how you should be doing Rit Elite, the Rip in Time Elite alert. And JVC also, he had never gotten through it, and he hit us up a few nights before we ran this, and he asked us if we could help him get through that, and we did that for him too. We got him through Rit Elite, and I'll be putting that up as well, and I'll show you guys how to Atomic DPS and tank that alert, and show you guys how you should be doing that notorious second boss fight. It's pretty easy. And the boys, they're not the greatest in the world, but they get the job done. And Jay, he's still working on his DPS, working some bugs out and stuff, and we were able to get him through it. So, if you guys need help, hit me up, and I'll help you guys get through that too. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so I'm going up against another 173 DPS here. He's munitions, and I'm working my atomic combos loadout. I'm not a big fan of the Geiger loadout. It just seems very boring. The 1, 2, 3 Geiger, 1, 2, 3 Geiger. It just seems so boring. It just reminds me of right after they nerfed Quantum, and how it's not my favorite. It's not bad. It's so boring to me. So I like to use the combos loadout. Of course, in this, in the regular, everybody just bombards him with as much DPS and as much as they can, and you stay inside that little blue shield, and the little red bomb circles hit the ground, and they can't touch you when they drop the bombs on you. And you just burn down Vandal Savage as much as you can, and you just kind of get them through it. When you're atomic DPSing this, you want to make sure that you keep that aura up, and then every once in a while, when Atom Powered Assault is cooled down, you want to reactivate it, just to make sure that you keep your might increased and your crits increased, and you keep that aura active. So that way you're outputting the most damage. I'm using the exact same loadout that I showed you guys in the video, nothing different. And we were able to just burn right through this. And I'm pretty sure I'm staying ahead of that munitions guy. And everybody knows munitions DPS is overpowered as hell. It's really good, and it's really easy to use. And I think I've managed to stay in front of this guy by keeping my aura active and using my trinkets. And or right there, I kind of messed up the aura thing, but those ads are about to go down anyway, so I didn't want to waste the super. But yeah, as long as you keep your aura active and you keep your combos, you keep clipping your combos together, and you keep that Atom Powered Assault on cooldown, you'll be able to just burn through all this material, all this content, and you can out DPS guys that use ice, and out DPS guys that use munitions. And it's pretty easy. You just check out the loadout video that I did. Follow that loadout. Practice trying to get that max amount of hits in there. Every 10 seconds, and then you're fine. You just go and apply it. And that's what I'm doing here. That's what I'm showing you guys. Black Adam in regular, as long you don't really need a troll in regular or a tank. You don't need a tank for most of the content now, except for like the second boss fight in the elite version of this. Yeah, as long as your healer's decent, you don't need that troll, you don't need a tank. You just kind of stand there, you burn the crap out of him, let the healer heal you through the red fire that flies around, and just kind of ignore the ads and focus completely on Black Adam, and you guys will be fine. Just stay close, make sure you get in that mid to melee range, use your mid to melee range loadouts, and just burn them down. This next part here, you just fly around, find as many of these invaders as you can and kill them. I really believe like it's a random number. There's no set amount that you have to kill, and you just once one area is cleared, you move on to the next area, and so on and so forth. This area is not made for super speed. I hate it. Like trying to climb all these walls and jump from ledge to ledge and stuff. It really is made for like flight. It's like a lazy movement mode area. So just try to stay with the group as much as possible. That way you don't die. Because if you go off on your own, you can get jumped by a little more than you can handle. And when you're atomic on this, you do have some self heals there, so you can kind of manage on your own. But it is best to just kind of stay with the group. You know, quickly move from place to place, reactivate that aura, and get your combos going. And that's how you're going to keep your DPS up through these ads. This area is really hard on a combos loadout. And especially if you're with super speed, trying to go from place to place, trying to keep your damage up. Alright, so we're about through the second wave or search area, and I'm not sure, but I think this munitions guy is using his finisher on groups of ads. I've never seen munitions people do that before. I'm not sure how effective that is either, but a couple times I think I've seen him use small package on these groups. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend doing that, and I highly don't in my loadout videos. But I mean, you know, he seems to be doing pretty well as far as like the boss fights in the major groups have been going. But you know, if you're quick and you move while you're attacking and try and line up, you know, your shots there, and you keep your aura active. That's like I said, you know, in the loadout video, the focus is keeping that aura active and keeping those attack buffs on cooldown. You'll be able to stay ahead of, you know, pretty much anybody, except for some of those expert mental users. Those guys are and really good gadgets users. Those guys are just, the way that their DPS is set up is just crazy. And with like the stealth and the bonuses and the weapon mastery crits that you get off of that, it's going to be hard to beat those guys unless you're that power. But this, like I said, you know, this loadout, this power, these combos, it's crazy good. I mean, it can rival the Celestial loadout, where, you know, you're using those crazy strong Celestial powers and combos, and which is also another really good DPS power for combos if you're into, you know, a little more active, a little more busy DPS load set. So, alright, we're on our way to the last boss. I made sure I skipped all the cutscenes because they're super long, super boring. And with Vandal Savage here, you just the same deal. Just smother him like you did in the first part of it. Ignore everything else and burn as quick as you can. It's pretty simple. The regular alert is a really good way to get your 153 gear really quick, so that way you can start running those elites and get into those raids and have a much easier time in those raids, because those ads don't mess around in there like they do in here. They're a lot squishier in here. But yeah, with the atomic, it specializes in boss fights because of the combos and how close you can get in, and just how much it crits. It's really great for these boss fights. And as you can see, I was able to just kind of stay just ahead of this guy. I think, you know, he did pretty well. I wouldn't use his loadout for munitions, but I was able to kind of keep my DPS up just above his. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you later.